So y'all know I hate mock drafts, but y'all love mock drafts, but I like to make fun of mock drafts. So I guess this year I'm a changed man, step out the range, man. I'm just gonna be, doing some videos where every now and then I'll look at other people's mocks. I'm not gonna sell my soul and do a whole gang of mocks, even though I just put a mock up on my Patreon. I guess I'm selling my soul, huh? Yeah, I ain't gonna do too many of them, but I will do a couple videos just kind of taking a look at other people's mocks, just to laugh at them, just to give some information, give my thoughts, just so y'all can know where I'm at on a handful of picks, because I know when a new mock comes out, people will hit me up and be like, "Yo, Voch, we just got mocked Zach Wilson first overall. How do you feel?" It's definitely a possibility that could happen. But people like to hit me up, so this is me hitting y'all first before y'all hit me. So we'll get into it. This is a CBS one, and we got another one with whatever publication this other one is. We'll take a look at it when we get there. Trevor Lawrence is number one. I think everybody's kind of on the same page with that. Like I said, I could live in a world where I see Zach Wilson as the better quarterback. Can't prove it yet. I probably don't even feel that way. By the time my rankings drop, I probably won't feel that way. But I think Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, and Justin Fields, actually, I think those three in the conversation together, I think that conversation is a lot more closer than it is. I think, people are giving Trev benefit of the doubt because people say give Trev benefit of the doubt. And to be fair, Trev may be quarterback one. But I like to do my own research, just kind of boogie on that. You know what I'm saying? Justin Fields 2, Penei Sewell 3. I don't hate it. It's interesting here because you know that the Dolphins got this pick from the Texans, which is crazy. That's how you get a brick and control a brick. Now, if you the Dolphins and you want to continue to build your franchise, I just wish the Dolphins drafted so much better than they did last year. They had so many picks. I just wish that they drafted better. But it's cool. If you want to control your destiny one more time, if you the Dolphins, take this pick and holler at somebody trying to jump in front of the Falcons. Get some more picks, control a brick for the year coming up next year. If you really want to get busy with that, but that's just my idea. If you don't want to trade back, then take Penei Sewell. You don't want to take Penei Sewell, get you a wide receiver. Do what you want to do right here. You can feel free to do whatever you like. Zach Wilson at 4th overall. I get it. I think Atlanta Falcons fans are sick of Matt Ryan, but I think there's a lot more other little issues that they got to deal with than Matt Ryan. I think they've been whiffing on offensive line a little bit lately, and they probably can make some moves to get their defense to be a little better for them. But if you sick of Matt Ryan, I don't hate you taking quarterback right here. Do you think, Playboy? It's show world. Rashaan Slater is really good. This is a really good pick for the Bengals right here. He beat up on Chase Young. And, of course, if y'all want, my full-blown analysis on these players, like a full-blown film session, just know that I have all that on my Patreon. We haven't looked at quarterbacks yet. I do have the quarterback film. I was just waiting until the playoffs are over with, and we'll probably get into it, like after the Senior Bowl or something. But like Rashaan Slater, Penei Sewell, Pat Surtain, Jamar Chase, all those guys have film sessions on my Patreon. So that's patreon.com/vochlombardiyt. The link is in the description. I appreciate y'all. Pat Surtain to the Eagles. Now, this is interesting because I think this is a relatively good pick for the Eagles because the Eagles, if you listen to Eagles fans, they seem to be hell-bent on wide receiver. Sure, you can draft a wide receiver at some point. If they listened to Voch Lombardi and took Jamar Chase last year, not Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, my number 2 receiver, if they would have listened and take them and taking him, they wouldn't have this problem at wide receiver, but it is what it is. But they're going to get Patrick Surtain Jr. in this mock. I don't hate it. They want to get better at cornerback. It seems like the last few teams that beat the Eagles, including the Cowboys, beat them by attacking corner and beating the shit out of them. So there you go. Jamar Chase to the Lions. I don't hate it. I even heard that somewhere, in the quarterback talk ethos Illuminati that, they may be looking at quarterback because Matt Stafford don't want to be there anymore. And if Matt Stafford's not there, then you can rest assured that Trey Lance won't be making it to Carolina. He'll definitely be a Lion, unless the Lions like Trask more, and then they'll just try to get him later. But, that is what that is. Now, How fly would it be if one of these quarterback teams, like if the Panthers or who else up here, the Falcons or whatnot, how dope would it be if they traded their pick, got back to like 15 or something, and just got Kyle Trask because they like Trask a little more than the non-Trevor Lawrence options? I think all that's interesting as well. Michael Parsons at 9, I don't hate it. Kyle Pitts at 10, I definitely hate. As a Cowboys fan, I really hate that, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna hold y'all too hard on that. If he's the best player available for you, then kind of boogie, give me Azeez Ojulari right here. You know what I'm saying, Playboy. Let's just give me the pass rusher so we can send people in droves. You know what I mean? So we can so we can rotate guys with, Randy Gregory or whatever, Can you imagine a pass rush set with Randy Gregory, Azeez Ojulari, you put D-Law at like 3 tech or something, and if Alden Smith come back and like rush him at 1, like, come on, son, that'd be crazy. Devonta Smith, who might be the better receiver of the top 2 or so guys. That's not official just yet, but Devonta Smith to the Giants. The Giants need a playmaker. I don't see why not. Elijah Vera Tucker. Allow me to watch some more film on Elijah Vera Tucker. That'll be coming out on my Patreon soon. We're going to do like a big O-line day where we cover a lot of these guys. So that'll be Trey Smith, Christian Darrisaw, Wyatt Davis, Elijah Vera Tucker, and both of the Alabama kids, Landon Dickerson and Deontay Brown. We're going to look at those guys really soon on the Patreon. So if you want a part of that, be around when we do that. Greg Rousseau wouldn't even be on my first round mock or my day 2 mock. So if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm pretty pissed off at this right here. Jalen Waddle and there's my neighbor. Jalen Waddle, 15th to the Patriots. Pretty good one right there. Pretty good one. I'll take that. I think Jalen Waddle. I think both the Alabama receivers this year are better than the Alabama receivers last year. So that's Jalen Waddle, Devonta Smith. I think those guys are better than Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs, just as a collective. I think those dudes are better. Am I ready to fight that point just yet? I mean, give me time. Give me time and I'll be ready to fight y'all on everything. But that's just how I feel. Caleb Farley, fell to 16, And that's interesting too. I just kind of want people to understand this. I do a lot of Cowboys content, and a lot of Cowboys fans were talking about, hey, can we get Caleb Farley at 10? I'm like, yeah, you could. Once upon a time, it was like, can we get Caleb Farley at 4? I'm like, yeah, possibly. But think about, where this guy, like, he's 16 in this mock, And this mock could be absolutely terrible. I'm just saying that this could indeed be the case. But some of the same guys that you're talking about taking at 4 are the guys that you're talking about taking at at 10 or so, you know what I mean? So just take that into perspective when you think about these guys, landing on your team or whatever. You could get a guy that either fits what you need at that spot, and this spot being 16, and that could be fairly, could be pay, could be somebody else. But just think about, okay, you could look at it this way: Caleb Farley could be taken 4th, and we got him at 16. Or if you take if you think about taking Caleb Farley at 10 or so, think about that he could be a guy that can make it to 16, 17, 18, 19. You know what I'm saying? Just think about that and put that into perspective when you thinking about these players in mock draft land. Kwity Paye, shouts out to Kwity Paye. I'm a big fan of Kwity Paye, but I think Kwity Paye is gonna fall a little bit because he's not gonna give you too much value as a pass rusher year 1. I think he's gonna be I think he's a solid high floor dude. He's a very good DN versus the run high floor guy, but he's gonna have to develop into a pass rushy dude, and I'll save that tape for later. But I think Kwity Paye is a dude that can transition into being a good pass rush guy. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, when we dig deep into these players. JOK, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Notre Dame linebacker. He is going to Miami. I don't hate that pick at all. Miami got so much control in this draft, dog. They can just do what they want because they just got picks, man. They got picks and they winning. Come on, son. That's the best. Look, if you got an organization that's winning and you got a gang of picks, that's crazy. J.C. Horn falling to 19 is crazy. They got Greg Rousseau at 14, but J.C. Horn at 19. That's crazy. Wyatt Davis, offensive line. Chris Olave. Got to watch a little bit more of him to have a thought or an opinion on that. So that's that. Joseph Osai, I like Joseph Osai. Azeez Ojulari at 23 is crazy. Jason Oweh, 1 pick behind Azeez Ojulari is crazy. Jason Oweh in front of Jalen Phillips is crazy. Whatever. I like Creed Humphrey. I like Kadarius Toney. Jalen Mayfield, he's the Michigan tackle. I got to watch a little more on him. Darion Kendrick, cool. Zaven Collins, he's been one of those Ask Voch guys. You know, every now and then we'll just have a Ask Voch, you know, flavor of the week or whatever. Like every week they're like, yo, Voch, tell us about Azeez Ojulari. Voch, tell us about Devonta Smith. Voch, tell us about this player, this character. Zaven Collins has been hiding the streets lately. Ever since Tulsa got into the fight with the Mississippi State kids, they've been wanting to know about him. I know about Nick Bolton, though. Nick Bolton is nice. And the Green Bay Packers would be happy to have him. Josh Myers, he's a Ohio State guy, too. I don't know if he's declaring or not. I don't know if he's declaring or not. Interesting that they have their little rankings right here. I wonder why he's the 72nd ranked guy, but they got him here at the 32nd pick. I need CBS to explain themselves. But you know what? That's why I don't deal with people mocks anyway. It is what it is. Let's get into this one. Check this mock out, see what they talking about. Trevor Lawrence at 1. Now this is interesting. Penei Sewell at 2. Now y'all know my vibes when it comes to drafting quarterbacks on bad teams. I'm not a fan of it at all. I'm a huge proponent of building the house. I want to build the house, man. I don't want to have a bad team and get a quarterback and bring him into a bad team. You know, if you think Sam Darnold sucks the way that you think he is, then you'll be bad enough to get a high pick and get a quarterback next year. That's just how I feel. There's a new quarterback every year that we just kind of like at some point. But build that team, man. Build that house. If you can go to the playoffs with Baker Mayfield, you can go to you can take time out to build your house first, and then draft whoever you want to with the Jets. Now, do I want the Jets? If the Jets are not gonna take quarterback here, if they're not gonna take Justin Fields or Zach Wilson, then they need to trade back. They need to trade out of this pick and offer Justin Fields and Zach Wilson up to somebody and get more picks. If they're gonna take the I'm not taking quarterback route, they need to get up out of there. But I do like this way of thinking though. So shouts out to, what is this? SB Nation. Who's the writer here? Who's the writer? James Dater. That's some good thinking there, James Dater. But I would definitely trade out of this if I'm not going quarterback. Devonta Smith as the wide receiver that's being taken over Jamar Chase. I like this mock twice. That's two things. Look, if this would have been Zach Wilson, Penei Sewell, Devonta Smith, this would have been a crazy little nice mock that I really agree with, because they're just some of the moves that I just find tasteful. Quarterback in Atlanta again. There you go, Georgia boy. Bring him on back now. Joe Burrow gets his guy, but I tell you what, Joe Burrow needs some offensive line help, man. So I would go Rashaan Slater right here regardless. I'm going offense. If I can't get Penei Sewell, I'm going Rashaan Slater. If I can't get those guys, then I'll possibly think about drafting a receiver, but it is what it is. Michael Parsons and the Eagles. Eagles fans, they are constantly talking about how they don't have linebacker help, so I would imagine that this is a good pick for them, but fix your corners, fix your receivers, then you can boogie. But you wouldn't have this problem if you would have drafted Justin Jefferson like Voch told you to draft last year. But I think really highly of Jalen Waddle. I like this draft a lot better than the last one. I hate mock drafts, but I'm feeling this one a little bit. I'm not really high on the whole Kyle Pitts early thing, but I'll take this though, bro. I'll definitely take this. Rashaan Slater, big fan of him. Y'all already know what that is. Caleb Farley to Dallas, I don't hate it. Kwity Paye to New York, I don't hate it. Zach Wilson probably shouldn't fall this far. Okay, what quarterback needy teams didn't take a quarterback just so he could get Zach Wilson to the 49ers? Let's see. You had Broncos taking Slater, Carolina taking tight end, Detroit taking receiver. I think the Eagles could use a quarterback, but Eagles taking linebacker just so you can sneak your ass into Zach Wilson on 49ers. I bet what's his cat name again? James Dater. I bet if y'all look this dude up, I bet he's a 49ers fan and he just wants Zach Wilson on his team. And look at this. It's been so tempting to give Zach Wilson to numerous teams before, but here we are. The 49ers are at the crossroads. They're removed from being one of the best teams in the NFL, and 2020 has derailed everything. Trust me, this dude has got to be a 49er fan, and he finagled his way into getting Zach Wilson at 12. He ain't funny. He ain't funny. Mac Jones at 15 is wild, but Surtain at 14, I'm sure Vikings would like that. I got to do my research on Elijah Vera Tucker. We got the film. He started off as guard, but he ended up playing tackle, so that's going to change up. Greg Rousseau, I don't know how people can continue to look themselves in the mirror, and because look, Kwity Paye's been drafted, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Kwity Paye went number 11. So let me see what he had to say about Greg Rousseau. Let me see what he had to say. Where's Greg Rousseau? Right here. It's unheard of to have one of the best pure pass rushers. That's false. In the draft, go this low. That's not a testament to Greg Rousseau's talent, but rather than other teams have bigger fish to fry. That's bullshit because you just put Kwity Paye on the Giants. Rousseau has the athleticism and speed. That's false. We know John Gruden craves out of players, and you know, this is funny that the Raiders would be the one to draft him properly here. He's versatile enough to. All right, cool. He's versatile. Where I left off at, he's versatile enough to help across the board. A solid addition to a team ranked 29th in sacks. So let's go back to Kwity Paye and see what he said about Kwity Paye. This might be the safest, most obvious pick in the first round outside of Trevor Lawrence going to Jacksonville. The Giants need the lead defensive tackle. Oh, he has Kwity Paye as a 3 tech. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. If you want to look at Kwity Paye as a 3 tech, then you're definitely going that Rashawn Gary route. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, go there with him, but I think Kwity Paye is going to be a D end. I think he's going to be an end in this league. Trey Smith, Senior Bowl guy to the Dolphins. I think the few mocks I've seen, they are simpatico in having the Dolphins taking offensive line or just getting offensive line help. So good for them. Even though they drafted 2 offensive linemen last year, I just think they're the wrong guys. I think that those offensive linemen were just not the right guys to go with. Christian Darrisaw, of course. Jalen Mayfield. I got to get my Michigan take. I'm sorry, Pat Freiermuth. They ain't got to do Jacksonville like that. I ain't never heard this kid before. I got to look that up. Rondell Moore. Shouts out to Rondell Moore. Big fan of his. I don't know if he goes in the first round, but I remember Rondell Moore, really giving Ohio State problems. And I think he'll be I don't know. Let me see because look, I could just say I think Rondell Moore is going to be a good player in passing. I could say that, and then like years later he'll be bad, and you go, Voch, I remember you was talking about Mox. You said Rondell Moore would be a good player. He's bad. So let me just hold my tongue until I. For sure have done my research there. Nick Bolton, I love it. Nick Bolton being drafted over Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, I love it. Christian Barmore is overrated. Rashad Bateman is a little too high for him. Trey Lance falling to 27 is interesting. ETN to Pittsburgh Steelers, that seems like a fit. Darion Kendrick, Clemson, send him to the Saints. I got you. Sam Cosmi, who is okay. He's going to go to the Bills. I don't hate it. This is a really offensive line heavy draft here. This is hilarious. Holland is a little difficult to project at the next level, but what he has can't be taught. An innate ability to locate and play the ball in the air, paired with the willingness to take part versus the run defense. Oh my goodness. A bit of a Swiss Army knife player. Holland projects to fit well to the Packers defense. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna get a sound effect for my soundboard. It's gonna be just a dying laughter, just this loud, hilarious laughter. If Javon Holland go in the first round, I'm laughing at whatever team does that. And Deontay Brown to the Kansas City Chiefs. I love Deontay Brown. Love Deontay Brown. I don't think he's going to be there at 64. So go ahead, Chiefs. Do your thing. Taking him there. All right, there's my mock draft, y'all, or my mock draft analyses or whatever. If you want to look at the film sessions that I put up on these players, go check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/VochLombardi. Check those guys out. Got some pretty good stuff on there. Those are hour-long film sessions or just extended length film sessions, like longer than the 10-minute joints that I give y'all on the YouTube or whatever. And besides that, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI, and hold it down for the Doski Woski, the Peasky Whiskey, man. Peace.